Record. It's recording.
I mean, is there a moment that you can remember, like a story that you have of a time where it just like was perfect, like everything went exactly like it was, like it felt good?
A vida é para nós o que concebemos dela. Para o rústico cujo campo lhe é tudo, esse campo é um império. Para o César, cujo império lhe ainda é pouco, esse império é um campo. O pobre possui um império, o grande possui um campo. Na verdade, não possuímos mais que as nossas próprias sensações. Nelas, pois, que não no que elas vêm, temos que fundamentar a realidade da nossa vida.
Hi, Kev. This is Bob. I was just trying to get back with you. I missed you today. I was at one of my stupid doctor's appointments. Anyway, just trying to get back to you. I'd like to visit with you a little bit. Maybe we can get together tomorrow. I'll try again later on. Take care, buddy. Have a good one. Oh, I heard you're moving to L.A. Good move, I think. Anyway, talk to you later.
McDonald's. Parking spot to open up. That's not a miracle. That one you got working. That's not a miracle. A miracle is like when I got stabbed in the heart, I'm standing on the pier. God revived me. That's a miracle. That's a bona fide miracle. I was dead. I was straight flatline. I guarantee you that you get 10 live frogs and you take your dagger and you stab 10 live frogs in the heart, they all gonna die. And they ain't getting back up. Testify.
I awoke this morning in the gold light. I awoke this morning in the gold light, turning this way and that, thinking it was one day like any other. I awoke this morning in the gold light, turning this way and that, thinking it was one day like any other. But the veil had gone from my darkened heart, and I thought it must have been the first easy rhythm with which you breathed yourself to sleep. It must have been the candlelight that filled my room. It must have been the prayer I said, speaking to the otherness of the night. And I thought, this is the good day you could meet your love. This is the good day you could meet your love. This is the grey day someone close to you could die. This is the day you realize how easily the thread is broken between this world and the next. And I found myself sitting up in the quiet pathway of light, the tawny, close-grained cedar burning round me like fire, and all the angels of this housely heaven ascending through the first roof of light the sun had made. This is the bright home in which I live. This is where I ask my friends to come. This is where I want to love all of the things it has taken me so long to learn to love. This is where I want to love all of the things it has taken me so long to learn to love. This is the temple of my adult aloneness, and I belong to that aloneness as I belong to my life. There is no house. I belong to that aloneness as I belong to my life. There is no house like the house of belonging.
waiting in second. Right in front of KFC.
Just in case I don't get it from my
Girl.
dad, I'm gonna go to him.
Once you go to him, you will never go back. Tell him. His coffee is life. He revives me in the morning.
Did you go to the doctor?
No, I don't want doctor. Because doctor is, why is doctor is doing for nothing?
Yeah.
I think what I see sometimes maybe, sometimes your body need, lot vitamins,
Uh-huh.
Get more vitamins, like maybe vitamin D, maybe.
Yeah. It's Douglas Avenue up here.
Well, we exit here.
Yes, sir.
Douglas Avenue.
Uh-huh. And then a left. It's a left at the light. Yeah.
中国驻美国大使馆，你好，你有一封文件尚未领取，您需查询，请按9，将有专人为您服务。中国驻美国大使馆，你好，你有一封文件尚未领取，您需查询，请按9，将有专人为您服务。
What are we doing? What time is it? I do. See ya.
Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbows in, waiting on the bend. My huckleberry friend, and me.
person in front of you is a human being rather than a big global statistic that you read on the New York Times website. Yeah.
Walking behind the object was like fishing on dry land. Nothing else existed as he watched the line with expectation, the dark stone seeming to draw him along gently through the woods and down the winding trail. He tried to remember the story of the old man and the sea that his mother read to him one year. The old man had caught a swordfish that had pulled him out into the ocean for several days, and despite all the bad things that kept happening to him, none seemed worse to the strange old fisherman Ellie remembered than forgetting to pack salt and limes. If the stone and rope began to put up a fight, like the marlin, Ellie would have the good sense to let go before his hands bled. As if in answer to his thoughts, the stone's weight changed. It went limp. Ellie looked up. He was near the tree break. The lonely cove was just ahead of him, but as the tension in the stone had ceased, so had all the bravery he had felt the past hour, switched off like a light. Unwilling to turn back just yet, he crept on, slow and solemn, toward the growing sound of the waves, roaring and smacking in the distance. Ellie stood in the open now, the white noise all around him and louder than he remembered. Darker, too. The sun was hidden and there was a chill in the air. He held up the stone hopefully. It was moving now, but randomly, and on account of the strong gusts of wind hurled violently into the land from the water. Even if the tug returned in the line, he wouldn't be able to feel it in this chaos. Ellie shivered as the wind took his hair back and he squinted out across the water. This, Ellie thought as he surveyed the desolation before him, this is growing up. Ocean, beach, Italy, the things he had been excited for, not for what they were, but for what they meant in books, movies, or at home in California. Growing up, it seemed, was learning to see these things for what they really were, and not for what one hoped them to be. To think less like a novel and more like a dictionary. This place where water met the land was technically a beach, and the vast expanse beyond was an ocean. This country was a land someone had named Italy to distinguish it from other places. But it was just that, another place. This was why Mike hadn't looked around when they got here, hadn't seen the field of flowers, been shaken at the sight of the old man, or looked upon the house with dread the way Ellie had. Being an adult meant being pragmatic and protecting yourself from false hopes. To look for too long at strange red flowers was to drift into the dangerous assumption that there was beauty in store for the day. To fear an old man or an abandoned house was to assume a kind of evil where there was only age and wear. Even to believe that something could be horribly bad was itself too optimistic. It meant that somewhere, someplace, there was something very good to counter it. This had been Ellie's mistake. The error of childhood was to think that good things would only get better and the bad things would go away like nightmares did. Perhaps there were no bad things happening to Ellie after all. There were only things happening. Ellie tried to feel comforted with this revelation. It could protect him like it seemed to protect Mike. He could pull his shoulders back, stand straight, and look out in defiance at this place that had frightened him so much, and move on. No, he quickly remembered, his body slouching over with the cold truth. There was nothing to defy. The stone jolted in his hand.
But like, I guess in life as well, just to be like, whatever you're doing, to be like fully in it, you know. And I think that, you know, I think that's the feeling that we all chase, like, you know, where you're not really thinking, you're just kind of like doing, and it feels like exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So, can't remember what the question was, but